subject matter. You know what I'm saying? The music industry, the TV industry. What does it all mean? You know what I mean? And we all know people. Thank you for subscribing and all that stuff too. But we all know people that's been trying to make it in the industry, that want to make it in the industry, that's already made it in the industry. And a lot of these people got some real horrible issues that they've been having to face in their life. And we've all seen it and heard it and know that it's happening. You know what I'm saying? We're not blind to what's going on in the world. Really, the sad part about it all is a lot of these people work their butts off to try to be successful. And then, they get in the industry and they meet this guy, person, or this lady, and then all of a sudden things can go bad for them, and it's like horrible in their life, and we get to see that play out sometimes right before our eyes. And you look at somebody like Jaguar Wright, who is like professional and smart and know a lot about the music industry. She's been in the industry for years, but a lot of stuff she says, like, what the fuck is she talking about? Is this true? Is she be telling the truth? You look at the guy like P Diddy, who has been in the industry over 30 years, and you wonder what the heck is all these charges that they got against him, you know, and you see how somebody could spiral out of control, and you might wonder, is it the money that did that to him? Is it being uber rich, overly rich, richer than a normal person that, made him go crazy ultimately? Like, what was it? You know what I'm saying? Like, is any, because it's like today ultimately, they screaming that he was uh, Emin, a 10-year-old child. And that's like, come on, P. Diddy, this is the dude we watched forever. Is this shit true? Can this stuff be true? That's the question. And then when you look at somebody like Jaguar Wright, who's been like saying it, a lot of ways you could say she's crazy. Something is wrong with her. But then another part of your brain might even ask, but why would she say all this? What happened to her? What did she see to want to put all this stuff out there? Is it this? I heard one guy say recently like that. Maybe she felt let down because her genre of music ended, and she was in like this neo soul type of music genre that happened a few years back, maybe about 10 or 15 years back, and it ended up not being there no more. Maybe it was even longer than that. And so she still want that relevancy to pay her bills and take care of herself. So to put these stars like the Jay-Z's or the P. Diddy's and all these parties that she say that they attended, or the Beyonce's, to throw them under the bus is just a way for her to survive. You know what I mean? Get interviews, people talk to you, go viral. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's lies. You see how they made that guy take her stuff down. What's his name? It's a dude out there. I forgot his name right now. Piers Morgan. They made him, Jay Z and his lawyers or whatnot made him take some information down that she had said that was him. That him and Beyonce was at parties and they was doing stuff. She had mentioned all this. That don't mean it's true. But the way they made her take it down, it's almost like, damn, what was that all about? But you can understand somebody that rich wouldn't want information out there about themselves, whether it was true or not, unless they okayed it. You know what I'm saying? That's what all that NDAs and signing forms is all about. So nobody can get it twisted that you want your life private. And if you lie and tell stuff about me, we're going to sue you. So the guy, Piers Morgan, had to take that down in order for him to, not get sued by Jay Z's lawyer, who's supposed to be some high power guy. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? So he did the right thing. He pulled it down, and which is the Jaguar Y part of his interviews. So, but you see other people like the young guy Orlando Brown, I think is his name, and him and her, they did a video together, an interview together, and you could see and I think he was in like a show, That's So Raven, and then he became an adult man, and obviously he's not in a Disney circle no more. So a lot of his life is like lived online, and it's over the top. And it's like, what the heck happened to him? You know what I'm saying? What did he see? Like, it's got to be some wildness that he saw in order for him to be this, like, off or not, you know what I mean? Mentally secured, because some of the stuff is just wow. Maybe he just a quirky ass entertainer. You know what I'm saying? That's just do it his way. It ain't necessarily that he got a mental problem. He just go crazy when he go crazy. You know what I'm saying? His way of doing things is just a little bit offbeat. But you get a chance to wonder about that about these people, because all the years that they've been successful, you know what I mean, and then money issues and then industry changes, You know, people probably do anything to survive, especially if the money or the people who you was connected to when you was younger, in his case, or your genre gone in her case, then you might be willing to do anything to make money and survive. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Jay Z and them had him or her personally around them. You know what I mean? But they could have, because you could be at a party. You know, people get drunk at parties. You know, we seem to look at the Jays in the world and look at them like they're secure and mentally fine because they don't do stuff in the world, and the money makes you back up that thought. You know what I mean? Like they're rich, so why would they be mentally fucked up from the music industry? But you know, and then they live in a vacuum. It's real private, closed in. Nobody get to see how they be out and how they live, especially like online. So then you wonder, you know what I mean, about the Jaguar Wrights, the Orlando Browns, the other people who didn't make that kind of money, even the Dame Dash. And then you might say, well, their life is so crummy and their life is so messed up, they're going to be bitter at the Jay Z. They're going to be the one that hurt him, or they're going to be hating him, or they're going to be mad at some experience that he didn't call back or invite them to something. And it's just the entertainment woes. But maybe those things run them crazy too. You know, being on the outside of a crew, or not no longer inside. No more people calling you, your phone number not ringing, your song's not hot no more. You're not young no more. You know what I'm saying? Different elements. You're not dating this person no more. And now it's like you out. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't pay some fee, or they you didn't show up on time. And these things could spiral you out of control. It's one of those little twin girls. I don't know if they was twins, but they was young little black girls. They was on a Tyler Perry movie or something like that. I forgot the name of them, but it's like three little daughters. Idris Elba played the father. It was some kind of movie. He was trying to win his kids back or something like that. But one of the girls, I think she's like the oldest girl of the daughters, she left Hollywood. And she's like putting YouTube videos up. She's really been going through this mental shit where she always talking about God and how devilish the Hollywood world is, and how she don't want to be in it no more. And you know, another one of those people who probably, did she see something foul? Is it just too much for her? Is it too fast paced? Did she burn out? You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be in the industry no more after you did your time. You actually see what it is, and now it's like, that's not for me no more. So, but you can see her videos on YouTube where she going crazy about, oh my God, I hate it. And I be wondering to myself, I'm like, what about her sisters that still work in the industry, that still want to get paid, that still want to make money? Like, how does that fare for them when they still trying to get jobs, and you know how hard it is to get jobs in Hollywood? And everybody know that your other family members out there blasted everybody out, like saying everybody ain't shit in the game. They might want to turn on you and be like, that's your family, man. You probably think just like her, even though you might not. So it's just that whole little dynamic, and I remember seeing her like, damn, that's that little girl. But whatever her experience was really, I guess, traumatic. So now she out there dissing the industry, like, yo, everybody crazy. If the devil is in there, da da da. And you heard these stories before. So that's why I say I wonder, obviously, if you get a certain amount of money and they take it, or you get a certain amount of money and you lose it, you know, because you got people that's accountants and shit like that can scam you out your money, or somebody could sue you out your money, or just like the P Diddy's and the Dirk youngster, where people could lock you up and then make you not have access to your money. You know what I'm saying? Your money is just there. You can't even use it for nothing. So you know, Jay Z used to say a line, "A gift and a curse," and I just never forgot that, because you wonder, is that what it is? You know, I think music is more fun than that. But on a narrative story plot idea of it all, you wonder, it can the music industry run you crazy, because you see these people, like for instance, they got the guy Gene Deal out there, and he's snapping on P Diddy for like 3 to 5 years, and then finally P Diddy went under for this case, and it's almost like you can wonder, like, did he have something to do with that? Because he sure was talking about P Diddy way before anybody else was, especially making YouTube channels and being consistent on it daily or every week. He made videos for years, and you just never thought Diddy could go down. Like, it was just this guy who used to work with him, who hated him in the future, and it's like, who cares? But then you see P Diddy go down, and then the question goes back to old boy Gene Deal, like, whoa, maybe you was right all this time what you were saying about him. We didn't really pay attention to every single video, but I saw him on one or two of them. Well, man, was he telling the truth? And now that P Diddy has went down, he's even more bigger on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But in a lot of ways, it's almost like a cry for help. Did he see stuff with P Diddy or experience stuff with P Diddy And under the guise of I work for you or I'm loyal to you, I'm not going to say nothing. And then he just had a break and was like, no, I'm telling the world about this. I don't care who find out and I don't care about the repercussions. And then he just started going on a rant about him. So is he telling the truth? Is he having a mental psychosis? Is he only doing that for money? You know what I mean? Did the music industry break him? You know what I'm saying? Because to experience the P. Diddy's, to experience that world, maybe that was too much for some normal person. And, you know, P. Diddy would know if it's too much for you. He'd have to have you around him and have the experience. And then you can come to him and say, hey, I can't, whatever you want, I ain't coming back to this. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's why they sign those NDAs, because some people might not be down for it. You know, like I said, they trying to say P. Diddy was involved with a 10-year-old kid. And it's like, huh? You know, these are the indictments or the cases or the charges or the suits, the allegations, whatever that they claiming. And it's just like, you can't even imagine it. And then imagine these things coming out about you and you in jail or you in some holding environment. And it's like, what the fuck? People hearing this shit through the grapevine, like, you in there with him? And you like, whoa, this is a lot. But I almost believe that they would have P. Diddy locked up with other guys and shit, or even the young Dirk boy. I can't see that because with them worth the amount of money that they're worth, and the jail held holding the entire city, no matter who they are, no matter what they're accused of, they wouldn't probably have them so close around them where things could get bad. Not at first, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure over time you'll have to be around other people, but those are crazy scenarios that they got themselves into. And then, I mean, you know, a billionaire, you know, because P. Diddy could have been mental from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? When he first got on in the 90s, he could have been crazy as hell all the way back then. But, you know, maybe the industry wasn't, you know, in the Me Too zone like it is now. You know what I'm saying? So it was like looked upon as cool. Like, oh man, you got three girls over there? Oh, bam, that's dope. You know, now you have some shit like that, and they looking down at you crazy. Like, what the hell wrong with you? And then especially having money like that, they looking at it like you using these people, and you doing anything to people who can't afford it. So if it takes for you to get this for your sexual desires or for you to dominate somebody who don't really have as much as you, then you would do it. And so they want to put you in prison for that today. You know what I'm saying? It's not no just sliding around and getting through and chilling. So you know what I mean? Uh, it's almost like, you know, being at the top. You got everybody that's not at the top clawing and chewing and biting at you. You know what I'm saying? Just because even they don't even have to know you. It's just the normal reality of it. Like, you made it out. I hate you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it is what it is. So you can see when the celebrities don't want to be around regular people or don't want to be too close and hanging out with all the regular folks because it's like my assumption is like the meek will inherit the earth. Where they was talking about regular humans, like people that don't really create stuff, they don't really make things, they don't do nothing. They kind of go to work every day and go home. They just normal humans. They're not nothing interesting that they want to do. And then you got the people, that's beacons. That when they try something, they Michael Jordan at it. They can go all the way to the top. So when you see them or hear about them, you got a fandom about them. Like, damn, that person, my God, did you see how good they are at this thing? You entertained by their gift. And then when they get to that plateau that we put them on because we had to buy their products or support their games or whatever it is, then we put them on a high level, on a plateau, then the hate come. You know, the people start saying, "Dad, he way up there. Oh man, he probably gay, man, or he probably did something to some girl, man, or he probably did something to some dude, man." And then a rumor spread. And if that person don't come out right away and be like, "Yo, there's a rumor. They lying," then it swirls and it swirls, and then new kids are born, and they start getting older, and all this stuff start getting entrenched in the culture that is like that about them. That's who they are. Just like the R. Kelly. They was saying he was messing with little girls when I was like 17, 18. You know what I mean? But he maybe was like 4 or 5 years older than me, so he could have been 25, 26 at that time.
He could have stopped. He could have been saying shit back then. It was no internet. You know what I'm saying? He could have made a fucking song, but instead he made a song doubling down the idea. Like, yo, your mind, mind telling me no, your body telling me yes, and age ain't nothing but a number. So it's like, oh shit, maybe he is this kind of guy. So you can't deny him. You can't be mad at him if that's him. I mean, obviously the government ain't gonna play that, so he gonna sit his ass in prison. But at the end of the day, he never, even when the internet came about, went out there and said, "Hey, debunk that. That ain't who I am. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about." Because I believe ultimately he was that kind of person. So that's why he couldn't fight it. So that's why when the people like a person like Diddy who locked up, he never fought the what's that boy Gene Deal. He never came out and said Gene Deal's a fucking liar. Anybody listening to Gene Deal, you got a mental problem. He never said nothing. He let Gene Deal just talk and talk and talk. And apparently Gene Deal did work for him. He was around him. So P. Diddy did know him, but he never complained. He never said nothing. And then decades went, well, not a decade, I'll probably say about 5, maybe 6 years, 4, maybe 5 years. And then Diddy went down on his own accord. The video came out, and then of him beating the girl, and then the other stuff came out. So P. Diddy was setting himself up for a demise because he never fought it. And the same thing with Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? Where these allegations start swinging, and maybe they lawyers is the ones that tell him to be quiet. Don't say nothing. But you don't even know if the person that's talking about me got all their mental faculties. They could easily just be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or not mentally strong. And so now it's like, yo, what they saying is true because nobody denies them. Nobody comes out and say, oh hell no, we finna do a YouTube live, make this go viral, y'all. Nobody does that. It just be like that person say stuff, and a lot of times they stay quiet. So again, is that person telling the truth? Or are these people just okay with the bad rumors being there about them? Because sometimes they say all press is good press, no matter if it's good or bad. So that's all I got for my good people, man. Let me know what y'all think about this idea.